Hi, my name is Dewayne,
My name's Andrew.
And my name is Dave.
and this is the Beer-Bourbon-Breakfast podcast.
Yay!
Not necessarily in that order.
Yeah. Welcome back, y'all.
Yeah, welcome back. All three of us here today.
Whoop,
Yeah,
whoop. Yeah.
Anyway, so how you guys doing?
pretty good.
How are you?
Well, I'm not too bad.
Fair to middling.
Fair to middling.
Fair to middling. Yeah.
So we're a little new setup today. I think we're probably gonna stick with this.
I like it.
Of course, if you only listen to this on audio, you wouldn't know the difference anyway.
Nope.
For those that are listening, it looks really good. I just wanna put that out there.
Yeah, I like it. I like the presentation.
Yep.
on
A+.
Watch us on YouTube, or if you don't want to look at us, don't watch us on YouTube.
That's probably preferable.
Yeah,
actually.
actually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
download it from anywhere podcasts are available.
Yep. Just don't watch it.
Of course, I haven't set up any account, so I'm just assuming you'll download this from any available podcast source.
Wait, what's a podcast?
Well, let's look up the Wikipedia definition of podcast. You know that thing that bald, muscly guy does that's made
Oh, God.
millions, if not
Yeah.
billions?
Yeah.
Stone Cold Steve Austin?
What? Oh, hell yeah. He does have a good podcast, though.
Yeah. I like when he talks about his cat.
Stone Cold Lots' cat.
You wouldn't think he was a cat person, but he is.
I would think you'd have like some crazy like Malinois that knows some.
Yeah, that
ancient
I don't.
language.
Does he explain that it is a mountain lion?
No, it's just little barn cats.
I'm not surprised that he is securing his manhood.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Steve likes cats.
What?
All right, so that's the new format of the podcast.
Yeah.
It's called What?
What?
Every complete sentence.
What?
Stone Cold Stunner.
This bourbon is delicious. What?
Anyway,
You start pounding beers.
Anyway.
well, how different would his career been if that would have been instead of what would have been like?
Anyway.
It might not caught on as well.
So I was saying the other day. And that's the bottom dollar. Hey. And that's the bottom of the bucket.
You think he sat behind the scenes and come up with like?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure he was, he was rehearsing different sayings.
Where? Who? When? What? What? Oh, hell. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Wait, another catchphrase. Oh, hell yeah.
Stone Cold Stunner.
He's sitting in front of his cats going,
Should it be oh, heck yeah, Fluffy? For the kids? That's a good point there, Fluffy.
cat go, what? That's the best cat what I can get out. I don't know. Meow, what?
Yeah. That's.
Every time he talks to his cat, what?
You might be onto something, Fluffy.
So what's on the agenda today?
Today we're going to be talking about the breakfast, which is what we're going to start out with, is Krispy Kreme. Two of the hosts are very excited about this. I'm not. Then we're going to talk about a bourbon from Knob Creek, the 12-year. And then we're going to talk about, I'm pretty excited about this, Barleywine from Newgrass.
Heck yeah.
Brewing, North Carolina.
I like some Newgrass.
Yeah.
I have high hopes for this.
Shelby. North
So, yeah.
Carolina.
Yeah, shout out to Shelby.
Yes, shout out Shelby.
Yep.
We're here at, if anybody doesn't know, we're here at 115 Craft. My beer, wine, slushy, mead, cider bar.
With non-alcoholic options
With
too.
non-out, yeah. If you still think it's dry January, come on down. But yeah, yeah. Anything new in y'all's world?
No,
No.
absolutely not.
Well, Dave's Purdue Boilermakers are one of the. I like how I'm pretending like he's like been rooting for him his whole life.
Yeah, no.
Dave goes to, is it? I guess it would be night school. You go to online classes.
Yeah,
at Purdue University.
Yeah. I am not a Boilermaker.
You are a Boilermaker. Hey, if
Sounds delicious.
you can, I mean, what a weird thing to be. A weird team. We're the Boilermakers.
Yeah, it's strange.
Although, what are we fans of, Dave?
Tar Heels?
The Tar Heels.
Yes, which is also odd.
Shut up, Blue Devil.
Ew.
What is it even? Is a Blue Devil?
Gross.
It sounds like the good devil.
Yep. Go with that.
Yeah, there you go. Well, either way, all the teams are out, so it really doesn't matter.
Yeah, all our teams are out.
All the
sure.
ACC teams
Yeah,
are
that
out.
was a tough loss. Tough.
So yeah, y'all want to go into the thing?
Let's do it.
We're not sponsored by Liquid Death, but we sure as heck will take it.
Shout out to Liquid Death.
Don't mind the compressor.
The
Oh, I thought a theme song was starting.
start me up.
I thought maybe you had like some kind of techno song getting ready to come on.
Just hold your breath till the beat drops. Let me push my big red button.
All of a sudden, it's just sandstorm.
So, I think we're going to start off with breakfast, which
Breakfast.
who am I to question this? But somehow donuts are considered breakfast.
Yeah, if you eat cake for breakfast, it's breakfast too. So
Yeah.
anything can really be breakfast.
Pancakes,
That's true.
little fried cakes.
Yeah. Delicious.
French toast.
Yeah.
Fan of
Well,
any
that's
cakes.
toast.
Yeah, I mean,
Toast.
Powdered toast.
Yeah.
Powdered toast, man.
You tell you grew
that's
up.
going way back.
I mean,
Tell you grew up in Oak Ridge. Ooh, Mama, Daddy, I'll take some powdered toast.
also Ren and Stimpy.
Right, that's a Ren and
Oh,
Stimpy.
sorry,
reference.
I didn't watch
Come
Ren
on,
and
man.
You idiot.
Stimpy. I was poor. I couldn't afford Nickelodeon.
I just held like some metal things. Tried to just connect to the TV.
Was wrap foil around your antennas.
Yep.
So what do we have here, Dave?
Well, we have an assortment of donuts, all from Krispy Kreme, obviously.
A plethora.
I have a lemon-filled donut.
I have a chocolate with sprinkles because I'm an adult.
Nickname is Sprinkles.
Yeah.
I have this weird concoction. It's a donut with chocolate icing and then an Oreo on top of it.
The Eclipse donut.
It does, and it looks
That's-
like
yeah.
a starry night
Yeah.
with the Oreo moon.
Are they really calling that the Eclipse donut?
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
sure
what
are.
it is. When is the eclipse today? It hasn't happened yet.
tomorrow.
Oh, it's
I think
tomorrow.
it happened yesterday.
Did it?
No,
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Okay.
I
All
don't-
right. I don't know.
I
I,
have
don't keep
no
up with
idea.
these things. I don't know.
We're not in the direct line, the path or whatever. So I mean, we're going to see it, but it's not going to be as dramatic as it was. How many ever years ago?
Yes, you're right.
The world's ending tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is biblical prophecy, from what I hear. So we'll see. We'll see
This
if
is
we're all
the
still
first
here.
ever eclipse ever in the history.
Well, it's not just that, and I won't go into it because I don't really know, but it's some sort of other things that are all lining up, and that's why it's being labeled biblical prophecy. Again, I don't know everything, but it's more than just the eclipse happening.
Yeah.
Well, shit. I'm gonna eat this donut like it's the end times.
Well,
It's the
do we want to?
end of the world.
Let me talk a little bit about Krispy Kreme.
Yeah,
before we
yeah.
bite
It's
into
good,
it.
good
Might
call.
as well,
Good call.
So, Krispy Kreme was started by Vernon Rudolph.
Rudolph?
Yeah, back in 1937. Evidently, he bought the recipe or the yeast that he used to make the recipe from a French chef in New Orleans.
Nolans.
Oh,
Or
Nolans.
New Orleans or Nolans, however you want
Now I
to
know
pronounce
why I
it.
like beignets so much.
Yeah, it started in 1937. The original facility he built was in what is now Old Salem, Winston-Salem. I think we've all been there.
Couple
Yeah.
times.
Yeah, we've all been to Old
Oh,
Salem.
man.
If you
Delicious.
haven't been, I would suggest going.
It's too bad they don't have donuts, but they still have sugar cake and sugar cookies. So.
And they have a new coffee shop there too that also serves local beer, which I haven't checked out yet.
Oh,
I
okay.
need to
Krispy
check that
Kreme?
out. No, not
I was like, what?
no.
You mean heaven?
Yeah. Krispy Kreme is actually not the original facility is not in the
Doesn't
same place.
Doesn't exist.
Yeah. So
It's a figment of imagination.
But yeah, he started it to actually make donuts and sell to grocery stores, and the smell was so enticing that people walking by would try to buy them from him, and he didn't have a way to sell them, so he cut a hole in the wall facing the sidewalk and just started selling them out of a hole to people that would walk up.
God, there's so many jokes, so little time. I just,
We haven't decided. Is this a PG podcast? PG-13? R? X?
It's. I think there should be an age verification to download.
Well,
Yeah.
at least for this episode, let's leave it
Yeah.
somewhat family friendly.
Yeah, for the kids.
For the kids.
But yeah, so he started selling them outside of that facility, and it just blew up. And they now have like over 700 stores all over the world, and they're such a piece of American history now. They have antiquities in the Smithsonian Museum of American History. So that's kind of interesting.
That's cool.
You know who doesn't?
I don't.
Dunkin' Donuts. They don't.
But America doesn't also run on Krispy Kreme, so I'll just.
That's the coffee, sir.
That's,
We're talking about the
I'm
donut.
just saying, I'm just
If you're
saying.
going to put donut in your name, you should make a better donut. Just saying.
But yeah, I guess. Do we want to dig in? I want you to eat yours. I want to watch you eat that.
Yes.
Turn the camera off.
Yes. Let's all turn and stare.
Just give it a big old bite.
God, that is.
There you go. Get in
Two-handed,
there.
man. That's going in there. Does it taste like the world's ending?
What do we think?
Darkness. It's pretty damn good.
Is it? When I saw it, I was a little worried that it might be too much. There's a lot going on there.
To say that is even close to being a breakfast item is not.
Yeah.
That's dessert,
But
but it is delicious.
You can't eat
Okay.
Oreos for
I
breakfast?
mean, whatever. You can eat anything you want to for breakfast.
I'm saying that's.
Put an egg on it. But no, it's pretty dang good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, how can you go wrong? It's a Krispy Kreme donut, chocolate glaze. I'm not sure what these little flakes are. We're just going to pretend like they're edible. An Oreo. Who doesn't like Oreos? Yeah. And then it's got like a...
Looks like a cookies and cream kind of
Yeah.
icing.
Yeah. I think it's supposed to mimic, I guess, the icing in an Oreo.
Is it filled with
So-
something?
No, it's a regular donut. They just use the hole.
Oh, okay.
I will say every once in a while they will sell, and if you're not familiar with Krispy Kreme, they do seasonal kind of donuts. They do a lot of different kinds of donuts, and sometimes they do have like a cookies and cream donut that's filled with that. I'm assuming that cream. So yeah,
You know who also used the hole? Vernon Rudolph.
he did. He
Vernon
did.
Rudolph, that is the hole.
He
So-
filled his hole with donuts.
So he is, whether he knows it or not, he's the originator of the donut hole.
That's right.
Boom, boom.
Trying so hard not to engage.
So, how many Krispy Kremes are there? Do you know where they're at? Like,
Do I know where every Krispy Kreme is?
Name off every
I'm sorry, I don't.
700, all 700 Krispy Kremes. No, like, are they out of the States or?
Yeah, I mean they're in Asia. I don't know exactly. Again, I don't know exactly where they are, but they are in several different continents. So yeah, like I said, they have over 700 stores. That's a lot.
Yeah.
I think for me, my favorite thing about the Krispy Kreme donut is how soft it is, especially when you get one right off the line.
Oh.
It's hot. It just melts in your mouth. You could literally stick the whole donut in your mouth.
I mean, yeah, 100%. Yeah, there's nothing when that hot donut now sign is on.
Yeah. Yep.
I think we're saying things that people already know, but I feel like if we can convert one person or teach one person about the hot donut now sign,
Man.
like when you drive by Krispy Kreme, if the sign is on, it'll be obvious. Like they just made a fresh batch of glazed donuts, and like Dave said, they melt in your mouth. So
Yep.
delicious, and the coffee's not bad.
Yeah, it's
They don't-
fine.
Yeah, they don't have like.
No pour overs or
Yeah, well, I mean, only the last I checked, I haven't been inside a Krispy Kreme in a while. So
because we're like normal Americans. We just go through the drive-through.
yeah, or DoorDash.
Or the one in Uptown has a vending machine out front.
Yes,
you don't even have
certainly
to go in.
does. Over by Sycamore Brewing.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. You get me one of those. Put out
Yeah,
front,
Krispy Kreme vending machine.
put out front 115 crafts.
If you could do that, that would be a
Oh
pretty
my
good idea.
God, could you imagine?
That was
Especially on a Friday, Saturday night, we're open until 11. People in here drinking. Oh my God, I need 4 dozen donuts.
Oh yeah, yeah, that'd be a good seller. You should call them.
I'm gonna see if I can't work
See if
that
you
out.
can get one.
Hey, Colin.
I need the beatus.
All right, let's.
So Andrew, oh Lord,
You're up.
Where are we gonna go? Where are we gonna go with this one?
This is not a challenge. Don't act like you're
Yeah.
on Fear Factor or something.
No.
if,
it's-
anybody, if the audience hasn't figured this out, Andrew
Yeah,
hates Krispy Kreme.
yeah,
Born and raised in North Carolina,
yeah, yep. I know it's weird.
never been out of the state. no, but born and raised on. He's raised better than this, but for some
So
ungodly reason, prefers Dunkin' frickin' Donuts.
well, it does make sense when I kind of explain this. So my dad was from upstate New York. We had, yeah, Dunkin' was just a thing. We always had them, and
My grandfather was from Boston. No excuse. Even he knew better.
I mean, it's one of those things. It's like no, but it's I've just always been a Dunkin' Donuts fan of that cake. So all right,
cake,
Dig in.
try this.
You need a barf bucket.
It's not that bad.
Not that bad.
One of the things that
He'll never eat a Dunkin' Donut again.
man, I don't know. It's I don't know if it's something in or just like sugar overdose or something. But we used to get the hot and now ones, and I would always develop like a headache right after. So I don't know if it's like the oil that they fry them in or something. But yeah, that's just always Dunkin' Donuts.
I guess I'll give that to you. Your medical condition. You're allergic to
You're
Krispy
allergic to
Kreme
Krispy
donuts.
Kreme donuts. Okay.
Hey, to each their own, I guess.
But yeah,
Not bad, right?
again, I got sprinkles because I'm an adult. That's my nickname.
Hey.
Sprinkles.
Dave had to order the sprinkles. So,
I got them especially for you.
He was like,
sprinkles.
What should I get? What should I get Andrew? He's an adult. Let's get him sprinkles. Yeah, it's one of those things. But yeah,
All right.
what are you having? Their
I
Dave?
have a lemon filled, which is one of their staples, just like the chocolate covered, sprinkle covered donuts. So yeah,
Chocolate
let's
covered, sprinkle covered.
let's
Breakfast
dig in and
candy.
hope we don't get a lemon squirt shot.
Is that a term in the porn industry?
You got to eat it whole first.
Look what I can do.
Oh man.
It's good. It's a classic lemon filled donut. It's like I don't know. I like the taste of lemon custard type. I'm not normally a custard guy,
No.
but the lemon custard is good. I don't know. It seems kind of French or something. I don't know how to explain it.
French.
Yeah.
I would agree. I don't eat their custard donuts. I don't like them, but the
Yeah.
lemon's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, the cream filled. And you said they were out of them.
They were out of them. Yeah. My favorite donut
So
is
disappointing.
the chocolate covered cream filled, and they were out of them.
Oh, that is the best. I did not used to think that as a kid, but as I grow up and mature, the chocolate covered
Your palate.
cream filled. It's
Hold on. I gotta. So you picked these up at what? 8:30 in the morning,
I did.
and they
yeah.
were out of them.
Yeah, I was a little. I was a little surprised myself. I thought that.
Listen,
was
I'm not going to call out the exact Krispy Kreme, but you could probably put 2 and 2 together. You know, if you look up where we're located, and and it is the nearest Krispy Kreme. It is not the best example of Krispy Kreme out there, but you do what you gotta
Yeah.
do. You know,
It's one of those
so
Well, when she told me they were out of those, it kind of made me think back to the one time I went to Burger King, and they told me they were out of burgers.
You're like, what?
Yeah.
what?
How is that possible? You're the king of burgers.
You make one thing.
Well, no, they do make other things.
but I'm saying
but you are the
it's,
king
you know,
of burgers.
it's-
You're out of burgers.
You know, out of chicken fries. Okay, you know.
Sure, that I can understand. Being out of burgers is unacceptable.
We're out of-
The operations manager is like, oh crap, I forgot to order beef.
Welcome to Chick-fil-A. We're out of chicken.
Yeah, it's just.
How do you
How
do
do
that?
you do that?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what immediately came to mind.
But it's they have enough chocolate to put it on this donut, but not.
Well, I
inside
guess
the
it
donut.
wasn't so the chocolate covered is cream filled.
It doesn't have
So
a
they
hole. It
had
doesn't
no-
have a donut hole.
They had no cream. I should have told them, hey, just give me a chocolate covered cream filled and fill it with that
Yeah. Oh man.
Oreo cream.
You could have
filling.
invented
That-
something
They
great.
do that sometimes. So,
Yeah.
But, you know, whatever.
Yeah, man. That one of those donuts and a tall glass of milk. That's a good way to start a day.
They're like, sir, we can't do that. Tony called out, and we're a little short staffed. So
Well, our cream guy called in sick.
Hey, we can't just make donuts off the cuff here.
We don't have this gigantic machine back here that spits out 100 donuts a minute.
what if it was like the? All right, think of this for a second. You know the Coke freestyle machines. You can like mix and match and do all that other stuff.
I see where you're going,
What if?
and
All
I
right,
like what
all
I'm
right,
hearing.
All right.
There's donut places that do that.
You fill your own donut?
They fill Yum, I think. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think Yum Donuts in Gastonia will, if you go, I want a cream filled or a custard filled, they fill it right there on the spot.
Okay.
And
yeah.
then they have toppings. I don't please don't hold me to that, people, but I know there are definitely donut shops out there that do that.
Does Duck Donuts do that? I feel like
Oh, they might.
I think they do.
I'm in the donuts.
Because they'll have like you go in there and their menu they'll have all the toppings and everything. It's all separated, and you can kind of just
Yeah.
order whatever.
All right. Random question. Have you guys ever been to MJ's Donuts? Or not MJ's Donut World in Greensboro, the one on Market Street?
No.
That place. You just about have to wheel me out of that place because it's so good.
Well, speaking of good, the Yum Donuts in Gastonia is phenomenal. I
Haven't
just
been there yet.
can't remember if they do the whole.
Well, you know, we'll definitely have to try some
We'll have
different
that.
donuts.
Yeah, we'll
right?
definitely.
Yeah.
Well,
They were awarded, I think, best donut in like the Charlotte area.
Oh,
Something
wow,
like
okay.
that.
they sell out by like 9, 10 o'clock every day almost.
All right.
Yep. So I'll have to probably pick them up on a Saturday. They may not be super fresh, but
Yeah,
I
that's
have
fine.
here Sunday morning. I'll research.
I've
that.
heard good things. Good things.
I'll research it.
Yeah, yeah. It's one of those things. All right.
So we got
Very
to
good.
we rate. Can we? I don't know if we're normally going to do this, but
Are
what
we
do-
rating these?
Yeah, on a scale of 1 to 10.
Well, all right. So, what are we rating against? Are we just rating like favorite Krispy Kreme donuts, or donuts in general, or what are we doing?
Well, I think we've already answered the favorite donut. We obviously don't have.
So we're just like,
Out of all the donuts you've ever had, Krispy Kreme as a whole, what?
Krispy Kreme as a whole.
Yeah.
I would give them a 7.
I'm going to give them a 3.25.
Dave, marker here. I need you to bleep what he just said out.
3.25.
I'm gonna go a little bit. I'm gonna go 8.
Really? Okay.
That's
Even with
not
like
sweating.
Wake and Bake Donuts, which is probably my favorite independent donut shop. It's out in the coast, Wilmington, Carolina Beach too. I think. I think. All in all, I'm gonna have to choose Krispy Kreme. I guess just consistency and
Sure. Yeah, I could see that.
this one not being part of that, but Yeah, I don't know. Like I just a lot of it's nostalgia too.
Yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
mean, we grew up in High Point. We had
That's like asking us to put Sir Pizza on a sliding scale. Right?
how do you go over 10?
Exactly. I mean, that's
It goes to 11.
Yeah.
11. Don't even look at it.
Did y'all have a Krispy Kreme up y'all's way, or did you have to go to the one in North Main?
Yeah. We had to go to High Point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't remember if there was one on the south end of town or not. Yeah, I mean, I grew up, like, my great-grandfather lived right down the road from me, and he would take me there. He was the old guy, one of the old guys that would go to the OG Krispy Kreme in High Point, sit around with the other old guys, and drink senior coffee and
Coffee
eat
black.
one donut for 3 hours. You know, but it's just, I don't know, man. So a lot of it might be nostalgia, but
Talk about
obviously.
politics and the weather.
Yeah, talk about
See,
politics.
Where I grew up, all the old people went to Hardee's.
Well, we had that too, but we were lucky enough we had the Krispy Kreme pretty close by, so I think that outranked the Hardee's. So anyway, well,
Yeah.
we'll have to do Hardee's soon too.
Anyway, you just said wake and bake. That Fruity Pebbles donut. Oh my god!
And if the name fits, let me tell you, Wake and Bake. I mean, they don't sell, any cannabis products, but it's definitely like if a stoner ran a donut shop. Oh man, let's put this crazy cereal on top of a donut, and it is delicious.
Let's take Nutella.
A cinnamon roll this big.
Oh my god!
Eat on it for like 3 days.
That's so good.
Nice.
Yeah, straight Beatus, but
Yeah.
so good. So good. So good.
So all right, are we?
Yeah.
Any more donut discussion?
I don't think so, man. I think that does it for the breakfast portion.
Breakfast. All right. Well, let's go to beer. Today's beer, as we mentioned earlier.
Today's beer is brought to you by
beer.
the letter B.
Every podcast is brought to you by
Everything
the letter
is
B.
brought to you by the letter B.
This is a barley wine from. Pass me a glass there.
Are we? Which glass are we using?
Don't matter. Oh, the big one. The big one.
That's what I thought.
The bacon.
The big one.
The bacon.
This is a barley wine from
Oh, I got a
Newgrass.
new glass.
Producer Dave's thirsty.
Newgrass Brewing. Just down the road, about what would you say, 20 minutes?
From here?
On a good day,
As the crow flies.
as the crow flies. In Shelby, North Carolina. What's home of the Liver Mush Festival?
I was going to say, is there anything else Shelby's known for?
Liver Mush.
I could go to a Liver Mush Festival.
Who was the
Oh, we know
bluegrass
you
guy?
could.
Who was what?
The bluegrass guy that was from Shelby?
Oh,
Like the godfather of bluegrass?
Oh,
used to play like Barfest and stuff.
That guy?
I can't remember.
Earl Scruggs or something? I don't know.
I can't remember his name.
Tanya Tucker.
Sorry to all the bluegrass fans.
Yeah,
I
sorry.
can't remember
I mean,
his
the
name.
fact that you even mentioned it, I think it's pretty good. Like
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
know, maybe don't know the name, but
Is it what? Doc Watson?
Doc Watson, I bet.
It's I don't know. It's next week's episode or actually we'll do that
We'll
now.
just look it up right now.
Yeah, why not? Earl Scruggs.
Earl Scruggs. Where was I getting Doc Watson?
Well, I think he's from North Carolina too. I think
Yeah,
he's
that's-
from,
Scott.
I think he's from up in the mountains, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh.
But he's a bluegrass guy. Anyway, Shelby, North Carolina, just down the road. This is actually a collab with Greenville Beer Exchange, which is a bottle shop in Greenville, South Carolina. I've personally never been, but it was an offshoot of, I don't know exactly the correlation, but there used to be a Charleston Beer Exchange.
Yep.
Which was an amazing bottle shop. That
Yeah, it
doesn't
was.
eventually became Evans Oast. Really no longer exists. But this is a collab they did. I hadn't even tried it yet. So
It's
it's
delicious.
thick. So this is this is more of an English style to me. It's more of an English style barley wine. Barley wine in general is a style that started in England, early mid 1800s really. It was basically just kind of the leftovers from other styles blended together and created, excuse me, a high ABV. It is not wine. Let's just get that out of the way. I'm sure a lot of people will question
Right.
that. It is called barley wine, but it's only called barley wine in the sense that grapes produce wine, barley produces beer. So they just, I don't know, somebody trying to be funny maybe, called it barley wine.
Yeah, why not call it a barley beer?
Yeah.
Barley beer.
So this is, just so I have my details correct here.
Yeah, am I getting some maple in there?
Yeah. Some cinnamon.
They even, and this was cask 4 years. So basically
Oh, wow.
stored in a cask, in a vessel, not wood, but for 4 years. So basically just allowed to age, I guess you'd say naturally. Oh, no, I'm sorry. This one was done in the smooth amber old scout barrels.
Oh, so you
Forgot
were
about
wrong.
that. Well, first. Then it was done in cask.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So, but this is definitely, they were trying to go for more English style, which I think is kind of the trend nowadays. But, 10 years ago, as we tend to do, Americans were making hopped up versions of barley, so literally hop. Mm-hmm. So like a lot of hoppier barley wines, which I think is very off-putting to some people. But this, I think, is more approachable, especially to your stout drinkers and
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for
porter
sure.
drinkers. And
I used to really not like barley wines. In the past, say, 5-6 years, I guess, well, your taste buds change every, 7 years, something like that?
I have no idea.
I think the beer itself, like I just, like we were saying, I think like Duck Rabbit barley wine is a good example of it. It's not a bad beer, but it is a hoppy barley wine.
Yeah.
So it's not, it's definitely an acquired taste. I lean towards more the traditional English style barley wine.
Yeah, I agree.
But you get, most barley wines like this, you get, dark fruit notes. This is not too boozy, surprisingly. I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of times
Yeah,
with
yeah.
barley
Very
wines,
smooth.
especially barrel-aged barley wines, they can be, it is very
It's
smooth.
very smooth, yeah.
They're real bold.
Yeah, you get like notes of like apricot and what would be like a dry, not raisin or fig,
Yeah.
which is pretty,
Darker fruits.
darker fruit.
I guess the 4-year kind of calmed it down a little bit.
I think so, yeah. Just the
Yeah,
aging
yeah,
process.
yeah, for sure.
What's the ABV on this?
It is 13.4%,
Ooh, it'll get you drunk.
which is
That's a barley wine for you.
yeah. That's another American thing. Barley wines are always traditionally been higher ABV, but probably around the 8, 9, 10 mark. As we tend to do, make everything bigger and better.
Yeah.
Let's pour some more
I
octane in
mean,
it.
I'm not complaining. I have no problem with it.
Ain't got no gays in it.
It goes real good with this donut. I can tell you that much.
Yeah. That is a good pairing.
Yeah.
Yours is a good pairing. I don't know about mine.
With a lemon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
I will say, I had a chocolate donut with sprinkles. Very good pairing.
I just have to read this description on Untapped. Just part of it.
Okay.
Woody bourbon notes shine through a classic English barley wine based as an exceptionally fruity English ale yeast strain. Delivers marks of banana Foster. Okay.
Get that?
Fresh leather.
I love drinking leather.
Old
Fresh.
book.
Ooh.
Oh.
And wonder if it means old books. Navy flake pipe tobacco.
It's oddly
And rich
specific.
dark fruit.
Yeah, I'm not enough of a tobacco connoisseur to
No.
know what that is.
Yeah. I've never
Is that Old
spit
Navy?
chaw or anything like, I don't know.
I detect, what is that?
terms.
Red Man?
What?
But now that I smell it, I could, I guess, I grew up surrounded by tobacco fields, but I can get that tobacco
Yeah.
in the same
I
way
can
that you get it in
sure.
wine. That's
Yes.
a good description of dry red wines. Is a lot of people use the tobacco thing.
I can certainly get the tobacco notes, although that is a very specific tobacco.
Yeah.
They don't
No.
sell Red Man anymore, right? That's not, I mean,
like chew? Or
Yeah, you remember the chewing tobacco, Red Man?
I think
Yeah.
You remember that?
they still sell.
No way, they can't.
That's
Is there
yeah.
something wrong with that? I mean, I know there's something
The
wrong
name?
with it. Oh, red. Oh, come on. The people
I
that
was like,
The name?
the people that chew that don't care. I mean,
yeah.
I'm
but
just
I
saying.
don't know. It depends on who it depends on who makes it.
Yeah.
Really, is it a huge corporation like R.J. Reynolds? They probably don't. If it's Jimbo's Chaw Factory, then
I remember as a kid, my uncle did chew tobacco, and I took a tiny bit and I swallowed it because I'm a dumb kid.
You don't know.
And threw up all over the table immediately.
I did the same thing. My
Yeah.
dad used to chew tobacco, and he chewed Red Man. And one day I got into it, and I didn't know to just chew it.
Yeah.
I just chewed it, but I swallowed the juice.
oh god,
I still remember to this
Yeah.
day how
Yeah.
bad that made me feel.
Yeah. That's rough.
Yeah.
can't say I ever did any of that.
That is disgusting.
Even playing baseball and hanging around with people that did that, like I just never. That and smoking, I just had no inclination to ever do it.
No. Mm-mm. I just did the big chew, the chewing gum.
Yeah,
Big league chew.
Big league chew.
Yeah.
But
You wanted to look like you were chewing tobacco.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
And that was the thing. We had the fake chewing tobacco, and we had the fake cigarettes.
Or
For
you
the
do
kids.
Kids.
The seeds,
Sunflower seeds?
sunflower seeds with
Yeah.
the shell, so you spit the shell out.
Yeah.
I never did. I was never good at that. So
End up looking like Ace Ventura. Just had it all over.
it's funny y'all mentioned. I just watched a thing about little kids playing baseball, the '80s movie, '90s movie.
Bad News Bears?
No,
With Billy Bob Thornton?
forever.
Oh, The Sandlot.
Sandlot.
Oh. Yeah.
I just watched
I don't know why I didn't think of that to begin
a
with.
whole thing on
Yeah,
YouTube.
that went in a weird direction.
Yeah.
Forever. It was like a reunion special. They went back to the field that it was filmed on. And
That's cool.
that was pretty neat.
That's a classic.
But it reminded because they went to the park where the fair was, and that's where they
This was,
ate the dip and
Yeah.
threw up all over the roller coaster or whatever, or
Oh, wait.
ride, whatever it was.
did you say this was a reunion special? Did you watch?
Yeah, like all the cast got back together.
You watched it on Lifetime?
No, YouTube.
Oh. Who watches-
Everything's on the YouTube. now.
On the YouTube.
Hey, YouTubes.
On the YouTubes.
Definitely one of those kind of deals. But yeah. All right.
Yeah. So that's any questions?
Questions, concerns, complaints.
I will say back to Newgrass itself. Check them out if you've never been there. It's a cool
Oh, man.
place.
Great spot and good
Yeah,
food
yeah.
too. They have
Yeah.
good food.
Damn
Yeah,
good
yeah.
food.
Not a whole much any other reasons to go out to Shelby, but
Not really.
I mean it's a good barbecue in Shelby.
And
There's
it's a nice little quaint downtown. There's just not a whole lot going on. It
You can
is one of
spend-
those small towns.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can spend a few hours for sure at Newgrass.
I think, but
Oh,
I
yeah.
think they're also kind of close to drop-off points in the river, where you
Could
could
be.
kayak and stuff. I think.
also there's an antique place right around the corner from that always has the craziest taxidermy stuff.
yeah.
It's like alligators with like mink slippers, and they're sitting in a chair like, it's weird. It's fitting for downtown Shelby. I'll just say that.
Nice.
It's one of those things. Nice.
Nice.
All right.
All right. Well,
Good on
let's
beer?
move on to some bourbon.
Some bourbon, some firewater. All right, guys. Let me pass everybody's
Keep
glass.
getting these extra glasses over here that just spawn in.
It's the
That's a nice crack sound.
Yeah, I like that sound.
Little-
I'm glad you did that close to the mic. Ooh, hey,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
pour that close to
oh
the mic.
yeah, heck yeah, man. It almost sounds like you're making the noise with your mouth.
You're making the beep beep.
Love it.
For the kids. For the kids.
For the kids.
Oh, from now on, that's the thing. You have to pour close to the mic.
Yeah, we all got to remember that.
All right.
Or chew. No, don't do that. A lot
No,
of
Yeah,
people.
that's-
don't chew close to the
people
mic.
have
This is
that-
not. This is
that-
not a
yeah.
mukbang.
No, that is terrible if you do that. All right, let me cleanse my palate here before we talk about this guy. So refreshing. Shout out to Liquid Death. All right, so this is a Knob Creek 12-year. I'm excited to try this because I'll be honest with you, I haven't tried a lot of Knob Creek products besides just the regular Knob Creek. So I'm very interested in some of their vintages.
Smells like it's got some heat on it.
little bit. It's got some tussin in it.
Yeah, it's got a little heat.
All right, so fun fact. So Knob Creek is actually distilled by, it's made in the Jim Beam Distillery. So they opened their doors in 1795. Fun fact about that, too. So the first barrel of bourbon that they actually produced was underneath the name of Old Jake Beam.
Okay.
That's good old Jake, you know. So, so this mash bill, or how it's actually kind of made, is 75% corn, 13% rye, and then 12% barley. So I'm expecting this to have a little bit of spiciness, you know, something like that. So, but yeah, let's dive in. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah, it's definitely got some heat on the nose.
Definitely, but it's deceptive. I would say it's a lot smoother than what it smells like.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 100 proof, so I mean, it's not going to be too. You know, we always talk about that burn. It's called the Kentucky Hug. Fun fact there too. So
I expect you to mention that every podcast.
Kentucky Hug. Yeah, it's one of those things. So
Yeah, it's Dave put it around the nose. Like it smells like it's gonna take you down.
Smells like you could put it in your lawnmower.
But it's very smooth.
ethanol-y. That is very, very smooth. Definitely darker in color, which makes sense, especially being a 12-year. You know, the longer it sits in that char barrel, the more it's going to pick up on that color. And so, yeah, that's super smooth. Get a lot of cinnamon, kind of vanilla.
Definitely, yeah. I definitely get some spiciness there.
Maybe a little bit of stone fruit, something like that. Also, apple. I get apple. Anybody get any apple?
Yeah,
I
that's
could
where you
see
get
that.
from.
Yeah, I could see that.
A little bit of that. A little taste of apple. So this is in Clermont, Kentucky. I've never been to the Jim Beam Distillery.
No, I mean when we went to Kentucky a couple of years ago, we didn't make it there.
No, we were near, of course, Buffalo Trace, Wild Turkey, Castle and Key, you know, all those guys. But yeah, so Clermont is kind of located in between Bardstown and Louisville. I think I'm pronouncing that right.
Sounds right. Louisville.
Louisville.
I believe that's right. Yeah.
It's not Louisville.
No, it is not Louisville. You might, if you go to Louisville and call it Louisville,
Yeah.
you might not make it out.
I didn't know there's Louisville, North Carolina, has a bourbon distillery.
Really?
It's the oldest recipe in North Carolina or something like that.
Interesting.
Yeah,
All right.
it's right near the new incendiary.
Okay.
Oh, very
yeah.
cool.
Oh,
Nice,
yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
So this is being this is a 12-year. It's weird because a lot of states can, like, this is just sitting on the shelf. Here in North Carolina, where our ABC stores are run by the government, state-run, you don't. This was an allocated release for you picked this up, right?
I'll be honest with you, I do not remember where I got that from.
Gotcha.
I want to say Liquor by the Lake.
Were you already drunk when you picked it up?
No. There's always a good case of that, but
I mean, was he awake?
well, if I met him at Liquor by the Lake,
Yeah, that was an hour.
God knows,
Yeah.
7:00 in the morning or something. I feel like I got that there.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, it's in North Carolina. where we're recording this. This is not a bottle that you see on the shelf a lot. So it's kind of more of a limited release. So they're 12-year, they're 15, and I think an 18-year are all allocated releases. So you got to wait in line like all the other crazies for bourbon.
I will say the one good thing about ABC
Yep.
is that they will not allow a liquor store to sell liquor for more than what it's worth. Or you can't take a
the stores are owned and ran by the government.
Yep.
I mean, so there's really, there's no point. The people that work there have no motivation to mark stuff up or
right, and other alternatively, however you want to say that, you hop on down to South Carolina.
Yep.
And they'll have allocated releases for hundreds of dollars because they know you'll pay for it.
Yep. No, that's one of the problems that I run into. So I live right over the border in South Carolina, and that's yes, you can find more hard to find stuff a little bit easier down there. But you're exactly right. I was politely asked to leave a store one time when it was like a $60 bottle of bourbon. I think they had for $1,300.
Oh, insane! That's insane.
Yeah, the bourbon game has just gotten crazy. And then when I, kind of laughed and said, "You're insane for charging that much," he was like, "Well, you need to take your ass back to, North Carolina and buy your liquor." And I was like, "All right, I'm gonna do that. Bye."
it's a 5-minute drive. So
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see the border from here. But yeah, that is the problem. I mean, there's a lot of states. Tennessee is another one that has privately owned package stores, so they can kind of charge whatever they want. But the really good stores like Liquor at the Lake will charge MSRP.
I like that store. It's so small.
Oh my God!
It's kind of claustrophobic going in there, and everything's stacked all the way up to the ceiling.
Oh, on the edge of the shelf too. It is. They're just begging you to break something, so you'll have to pay for it.
I have a small panic attack every time I go in that store, and I always think I have on a backpack, and I don't, because every time I turn, I'm just like, "Oh
It's
God!"
probably best to act like you do.
Oh God, am I gonna hit that? Oh, but their selection. I mean,
They
they're
do have
always
a good
doing
selection.
store picks, and their store picks are phenomenal too. So I think they're even in Kentucky right now, selecting some barrels. So shout out to those guys.
It is nice. I mean, while it's not the best situation or whatever, but we are lucky to live where we live, to where we at least we have the option.
Yeah,
Sure.
Yeah.
If you lived in the middle of the state and like where we're from, I mean, you'd have to drive 2 hours
yeah.
to South Carolina to.
Well, where I'm originally from, which is Randolph County, shout out to Randolph County. It was dry for forever. I believe it just recently
I think in the past
got
10
wet.
years got wet. Was turned on.
I mean, that's the term, right?
yeah.
It's no longer dry now; it's wet.
God, moist.
Oh,
No. Well, I know
Certain words.
my sister lives in Walburg in Davidson County, and while Davidson County has been dry in, I don't know, probably 20 years, Walburg itself was dry.
Oh yeah.
In fact, I think they still only allow beer and wine, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, the funny thing about Randolph County being dry, or it used to be, when we finally got a Sheetz, the gas station.
Thanks for
They have a beer cave, right? In Randolph County, it was a soda cave.
what?
Yeah, but they still did it because they knew eventually it would change.
Yeah, they had the space, but it
Soda.
was the soda cave.
Yeah,
It was-
yeah.
Soda.
That's
Yeah.
the same way. Walburg, same way.
Yeah.
It was beer. It was a soda cave for years, and then now it's a beer cave. But
Wow.
yeah, it
Soda
takes
cave.
things like that to change. I mean, a lot of
Damn.
a lot of these counties and towns or whatever, it was not so much they didn't want alcohol. It's just that some political leader or sheriff or whatever, Randolph County, was like basically ran a speakeasy. And he was the only game in town, and he was getting all this tax-free, cash money, and he didn't. Why would he change it?
You mean it wasn't for religious reasons?
Yeah, that's what it was.
Okay.
Southern Baptists don't drink, Dave.
Yeah.
On Sundays.
You're right. They don't. They
On
can-
Sundays.
Yeah.
Sunday
During church.
Sunday mornings.
Yeah.
I grew up Southern Baptist. You show up Sunday, you're sober. You show up Monday to the softball game, you're drunk as a skunk.
Yeah. Coaching Little League.
Yeah, there you
That's
go.
one of those things. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got for today's installment of
Bourbon.
Bourbon.
Was that the Stone Cold bourbon?
Bourbon. What?
That's name change.
Yeah.
Bourbon.
What?
The
Anyway.
name of the podcast is now Bourbon
What?
Beer
What?
Breakfast.
What?
So good picks today.
Yeah.
Three really
Yeah,
good picks.
yeah.
Cool.
I'm still new to the bourbon game, but that was a
Yeah.
good
That's-
bourbon. I like that.
It would be great and with like Coke or some. Don't ever do that with
Mountain
coffee.
Dew.
Oh, ooh,
Mountain Dew.
a Baja Blast.
Yeah.
I would.
Fancy.
Baja.
And always go to Cheerwine.
Yeah.
You know what we should do one time is a pairing with. Does Bojangles still do the Southern Shock? Or did
I think
I
a
haven't
couple
heard of that in a
couple
while.
lawsuits probably fixed
yeah, I
that.
was about to say a few tickers went out on that one. So
That soda was insane. I've ordered it one time and I took 3 or 4 sips. And I'm like, I can't do this. This is just sugar
It
water.
really was a shock.
Oh, it was a shock to the system.
Dwayne was like, I can't see color anymore. It's weird. What?
Also, it was orange, the color of the
Yeah,
soda,
just-
or whatever it was.
God.
So anyway, are we going to end with a Harry Carey segment?
I think we should. I mean,
What was the question? I did not write it down, but you had a really good one.
yeah. This week's
Or really bad. I don't know.
submission was from Linda Lovelace.
Linda.
And she was asking Harry Carey what brand of fish sticks that he prefers.
What's the caveat to that? And why is it
I just
Gordon's?
Oh yeah, and yeah. Sorry, I forgot so the question was, what brand of fish sticks does Harry Carey prefer, and why is it Gordon's?
Side note: we will not be Beer-Bourbon-Breakfast fish sticks. That was not. This will be a one-time deal. Do not ever ask about fish sticks. Fish sticks.
It's what the people wanted, Dwayne. It's
That's what Linda wanted. I guess.
shout out to Linda.
Is she alive?
In our hearts, in our hearts, and you know.
So, I guess we should add a kind of caveat to this.
Yep.
I mean, I'm assuming, I'm going to go ahead and assume that everybody knows the Will Ferrell, Harry Carey
Great.
impersonation from, what, early 2000s? Mostly did it on Weekend
not good
Update.
with time.
Yeah.
Time
It had
is
to been
relative.
early 2000s, maybe late 90s.
Yeah, something like that.
Linda Lovelace died in 2002.
You son of a bitch.
Over
God.
20 years.
How
Jeez.
dare you, sir? Let's try to get her anyway, folks.
Hey, bring her on anyway.
Hey. So
my,
anyway,
my Sunday is ruined
Will,
now.
Dig up her corpse and get her in here.
Hey. And that went into Christopher Walken. Hey. Territory. Christopher Walken.
Dig up her corpse and get her in here.
Christopher Walken does Harry Carey.
Ooh, that would be.
Let's just stick to one thing today.
Yeah. all right.
Anyway, Will Ferrell, Harry Carey. Harry Carey was a famous baseball commentator for the Chicago Cubs.
Yep.
Cubbies.
Forever.
R.I.P..
Forever.
R.I.P..
And he was old school. Little crazy, little drunk, possibly a little racist.
That man was always drunk.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was. I think he directly, not the Cubs. I think he directly was sponsored by Budweiser,
Yeah. Yeah.
King of beers.
Anyway.
So with that caveat, Dave, You're going first.
Oh, okay.
Answer
I don't have
the
a good Harry Carey
fish sticks
impersonation.
question.
Hey, it's not Gordon's. It's C-Pack. C-Pack all the way.
Good answer. All right, Andrew, fucking Linda Lovelace over here.
Why is Gordon's his favorite? It's an easy answer, Norm.
This is Colin.
It's the yellow coat. Anyway, I'm curious like a cat. That's why my friends call me Whiskers.
Well, hey. You have to shake
gotta
your
do the
head
head
when you're doing
nod.
Harry Carey. I disagree with both of you. It's the Food Line brand fish sticks. They're the most delicious. Food Line fish sticks.
The king of fish
The
sticks.
king of fish sticks. Anyway, got Jose Canseco on first.
Up to bats, Nolan Ryan.
Who asked this stupid question anyway?
I believe.
Linda Lovelace.
Hey.
Let's try to get her on the podcast.
Oh, she's dead. Let's get her on
Let's
anyway.
get her on anyway. Anyway,
Hey, if the moon were made of fish sticks, would you eat it?
I know I would. I'd cover it in ketchup and tartar sauce.
Oh man.
It'd be delicious.
And I think
That's
that's
our-
That's
all
yep,
the time we
that's-
have.
that's,
End on a high note.
super
The highest
super high.
of all notes.
All right, guys.
All right.
Well, it's been fun.
Yeah,
It has been fun.
Again, I'm Dewayne.
I'm Andrew.
And I'm Dave.
That's Dave. This has been the Beer Bourbon Breakfast podcast.
Till next time.
Till next time.